everyone, my name is Adhvik Pradeep. I'm a raising 4th grader at Metroliner Regional Scholars Academy. Today I'm here to present about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. So, how many of you guys have ever eaten seafood before? A show of hands, please. Well, this is gruesome news, but have you guys ever stopped to think that your seafood might have microplastics in it? Tiny bits of decomposed plastics that come from plastic spoon, plastic water bottles, and plastic bags. You name it. Let's see what is the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. An ocean current that picks up floating garbage. It is also known as the Pacific Trash Vortex. Before we see what a location is, let's see what a gyre is. A gyre is a circular ocean current that picks up floating trash. There are a total of 5 of these in the world. The North Atlantic Gyre, Indian Ocean Gyre, South Pacific Gyre, and South Atlantic Gyre. This is the subtropical gyre, which we call the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. As you can see, most of the countries are dumping their trash in here. Let's see which ones. So there's Russia, Japan, India, parts of Asia too, Canada, America, and even Mexico. 80% of this waste comes from the shore. 20% of it is emitted from boats and ships. Let's talk some facts. The total size of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch is the total size of 2 Texases. That is humongous. It weighs 7 million pounds. That's so big. And it was found by Charles Moore in 1997. The patch was known to be 9 feet deep. That's taller than the tallest man. It's the #1 largest plastic dump in the world, and over 267 species are affected. Let's talk some numbers. 35 billion plastic water bottles are thrown away a year in the U.S. 500 billion plastic bags are used annually worldwide. Over 250 species are affected. A 2002 UN study said a 7 trillion a year of economic risk from plastic pollution. That's a lot of money for a year. There are 4 major impacts on marine life: indigestion, entanglement, ghost fishing, and habitat management. I'll show you some pictures in this next slide. These are some examples of impact. So, there is ghost fishing and entanglement. Seals can get entangled and choked to death. Sea turtles can get entangled and can't move. And then indigestion. Birds feed on these from the surface and can get caught and dead. And whales can get entangled too. This is called a pseudo effect. Let's see what it is. First, there are tiny microplastics on the surfaces where krill, tiny fish, starfish, you name it, eat it. Then the carp, big fish, tarpon eat it. Then the whales eat the tarpon. Then we eat whales and the fish, so we get it. And then birds and turtles feed at the surface. This is called bioaccumulation. Let's see what we're doing to help. Even though every country is dumping their waste into this, no country is taking specific ownership of it. Some international volunteers have brainstormed some ideas. Here are some. So there's a buoy line like this, which is the yellow line, which will crowd the plastics and microplastics, as you can see, and has a drape down, which will cover the microplastics. And this thing will suck it all up. Store it in this little box, as you can see, then it'll filter the water out. The other one, they say, is a huge boat, which inside there has a filtration system, which has different filtration systems. One has big holes, one has small holes with the microplastics. Then it'll store the trash and empty out the plastics. Leave that. Let's see what you can do to help. You can do the 6 R's. Repair, refuse, reuse, reduce, rethink, and recycle. I'm going to give you some examples. Repair means, let's say you break a plastic spoon. You can tape it together and use it again. Or, here are are some examples for 3. Reuse, reduce, and reduce. So, let's say you're using a plastic bag to go shopping. Well, you can refuse to not do that, not use plastic and refuse it, and you can use these. And you can just drop plastics and start reusing paper bags. Or you can rethink an item and use the plastics to make something useful, like a bird feeder from plastic water bottles and a spoon. Or you can recycle, which is you put a plastic bag in the recycling. Next day you go into the shop, you take a bag like this, you can reuse this forever because it's recycled. Thank you for your time. Have a nice day.